is how social tech is changing the sales process. So I want to give you some views of how I see it changing the sales process, and then how I see you can add some skills to what you're doing to be able to leverage this whole phenomena. Okay? So the first thing I thought, I'd just show you another viral video, right? Because viral videos are powerful, but I just want to kind of show you this one. This is an awesome example that's being done out of the consumer good products industry. If you've never seen these, this is a clip from one of the shredded wheat commercials that they do on the internet. There are 6 of these that they've done. Okay, I'm going to show you one of the last. It's just a clip from one of the last ones that they did. But let's look at it, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about what they did with viral video to try to sell product.
The advertising agency has some great ideas.
Advertising? Oh, June, that's the last thing we need. Advertising is why society is broke. Ads show good-looking, happy, successful people with stuff we can't afford, so we borrow from.
If you look back pre-'80s, it was all relationship selling. Okay, and some of you, like you, sir, are old enough to remember this, right? Did you read Zig Ziglar's books? Did you read Dale Carnegie? Did anybody do Dale Carnegie here? A few people, right? So back at that time, it was all relationship selling, right? I call it the hook a brother up selling method, right? You get to be buddies with somebody, and then really it's like you put your arm around them and go, come on, man, hook a brother up, man. I need a sale, right? That was our selling method, you know, back pre-'80s. And then after that, we got into solution-oriented selling. It got a bit more sophisticated, right? Now it was make them sick and make them well. It was find the pain and find the cure, right? It was all solution-oriented selling. Anybody go through that training? Yeah? Hopefully, a few of you. So then we moved on to this like CRM-based, very rigid, step-by-step process. That's how we did sales, right? How we would drive people down the funnel. And it looked a bit like this, right? On the top line, here's what the buyer does. They define initiatives, determine, evaluate, select, right? That's what the buyer does. And then here's what we do. We identify, qualify, discover, present, right? Do you have a chart like this? Be honest. Be honest. You do, don't you? And so you know what's coming next. It's old school, all right? It's old school. It's going to go away. And the reason it's going to go away is because we can't control that process much anymore. Whether you all are seeing it yet, you're going to see it. We are losing control of being able to drive people through steps the way we want to drive them through steps. And the reason we're losing control is because on the internet, they can go find out anything about our products without us. I mean, we're publishing tons of information about our products. So now when they want to learn about us, they can go learn about us without talking to one of us. Dynamic now where buyers are getting less and less enchanted with the salesperson. This is especially true in the software biz. So I'm on the other side of it, right? I have clients that have to buy software. And here's what happens with every one of my clients. They say, when they first engage and they're looking at different software companies, they always say, are you the salesperson? And if the answer is yes, I go, could you bring a sales engineer? And what they say when they hang up is, yeah, no one listens to the salesperson, right? They're just going to come, they're going to promise everything, they're going to tell us everything we want to hear, and then they're going to leave, and we're never going to be able to find them again. So we have to make sure we have the engineer in the room. I mean, that's what's happening on the other side, which hopefully you know it. I mean, for some reason, the reputation of salespeople has been dropping, okay? And now they want industry experts. So what every buyer wants is they want you to be an industry expert. And if you can't separate yourself from being a salesperson by being an industry expert, you got problems. Like you can't close things as well because they look at you as just being a peddler. All right? And then also products are getting more complicated. Here's what I think. Products are all moving to one end of the spectrum or the other. They're being commoditized or they're getting more complicated. So like insurance, buying insurance, it used to be you had your neighbor was an insurance person, came to your house, sold you insurance. But now it's gotten commoditized. So you can just go online and buy it. You don't need that salesperson anymore. At the other end is what you do. It's getting more complicated all the time. But because it's getting more complicated, that's why they don't want a peddler. They don't want a salesperson. They want an industry expert. And if you can't prove you're an industry expert, then in their minds, you're the commission-hunting salesperson that's going to be gone whenever they need to talk to you later. Okay? That's just the way people are viewing. That we got in touch with people by word of mouth, traditional advertising, marketing, right? We identified somebody, and then we tried to create a relationship, and we tried to get them to take an action. Okay, and that action was call us or get a demo or place an order, but that's what we did, right? It was all in-person contact, driving people to take some action. And then, in the mid-90s, we got the internet. And now we had a website. Man, that changed everything. Because now we had a place where the company could put a bunch of information, and somebody could go see the information without talking to us, and in some cases could go place an order without talking to us. And that changed things quite a bit. Now we could do all the traditional advertising and all that stuff, and we might even do some in person, but they had a place now that they could go have a relationship with a company that was outside of us. And that was new. We'd never had anything like that before. But now we've got social tech. And social tech wraps around that, and it's all about the conversation. Right? So a website is a destination. It's where people have to go. But social tech is about a conversation. That's something where we talk every day. Where when you identify a prospect, you now have an ability for that prospect to follow your Twitter feed, and you will be talking to them every day. So social tech allows us to create a conversation with our clients so that we can keep our churn rate down. And it lets us have a conversation with prospects so that we can build trust with them electronically. And what we're hoping to do is create this kind of dynamic. We want those prospects to buy from us and then to speak highly of us to the crowd through social networking and then create e-word of mouth activity back to our web property. That's the new model.